Well, good morning and welcome to a cloudy old Melbourne. This morning I'm going to take you on a bit of a history tour. Where on February 23, 1976, the film clip to A Long Way to the Top from ACDC was filmed down Swanson Street on the back of a flatbed Bedford truck, I think it was. Anyway, I'm going to follow their footsteps, tell you a bit about the video, and maybe a bit of history about Melbourne as well. A few of the buildings you see along the way in the video. Okay, stay tuned. I hope you enjoy it. So here we are on the spot where that great video was actually started filming, on the corner of Swanson and Burke Street. It's a lot different now, there's no traffic. Still trams are allowed to run through here, and people of course, but it's very early in the morning so it's very quiet. There's actually a tram coming down the road now. And the building, this building here, hasn't changed much in the nearly 50 years since that video was filmed. Anyway, we'll go for a walk down Swanson Street and I'll tell you a bit more about the video. Okay, so they made their way down Swanson Street. Cars going past, trams whizzing past, people running across the road. And how it came about, the old TV show Countdown, which was an institution back in those days, wanted to do a film clip for the song. So they came up with the idea of putting the band on the back of a truck down Swanson Street. And to do the right thing, they called the City Council, they called the Victoria Police and told them of their plans to film the video. None of them seemed to care, they just said go ahead. These days, you'd need permits, you'd have to block the road off, you'd have to get insurances, the whole lot. It was a lot easier back then. They even had to dodge a parked car around here somewhere. Okay, behind me here is the town hall. Hasn't changed much in the near 50 years since the video was shot. And I only know the town hall for paying parking fines and speeding fines. Just have to go in there and do it. Now it's all online. Anyway, they came down here. Well, as I said, it hasn't changed much at all. Almost looks exactly the same. So across the road from the town hall is the Capitol Theatre, which is, there it is behind me there. Now it can be clearly seen in the video as well, and it was a very well-known theatre in Melbourne back in the day. And actually, I think it opened in 1924. Now today it's owned by RMIT. They do lectures in there. I think some local productions still play in there now. Actually back in, I think 1967 or 68, the movie The Great Race played in there. Actually ran for 2 years. So it's got to be some sort of record. Anyway, we'll head down Swanson Street a bit further, over towards Collins Street, and where the old City Square was. It's actually now going to be a site for a train station, Town Hall train station. But anyway, I'll tell you a bit about it when we get there. Behind me here, where the construction site is where the old City Square was. And back in those days, there was a big open area with restaurants and it was a bit of a meeting place. So on the day of the video shoot down Swanson Street, they also did a secondary video from the City Square in front of about 20 or 30 people. So I'll put a bit of a clip up if I can. Okay, stay tuned. As we keep heading down Swanson Street, you can clearly see the shine down the end there. That's actually St Kilda Road where it crosses over Flinders Street there. And it's actually built in 1934 as part of the memorial for the fallen men and women of World War I. Now it honours fallen men and women of all wars. It has its 2 big days on April 25th, Anzac Day, and November 11th, Remembrance Day. But in the video shot that day, especially from up high, it stands out really well. It hasn't changed at all, really, in 50 years. Now behind me is St Paul's Cathedral. It's another iconic building in Melbourne, and in the video it can clearly be seen quite a number of times, especially from the high shots. There goes the tram. So it was built in 1891, and the spires up there, the three spires, they were completed between about 1926 and 1931. And actually the Pope was there in 1986 to pay a visit. These days it's still used, it still has services there, and also it's used for state funerals as well. And yeah, as I said, it's an iconic part of Melbourne. And that video, by the way, that's actually looking back towards Swanson Street. So the band and on the back of that truck would have been coming towards us back then. So there we go, there's Swanson Street looking back. Now also in that video, you would have seen two ugly square buildings behind St Paul's Cathedral. Now they were called Princess Gate Towers back in the day, and then I only knew them as the gas and fuel buildings. I think most people knew them as the gas and fuel buildings. Anyway, they were knocked down in 1997 to make way for this area, which is now Federation Square. That's a big meeting area and big for sporting events to come and watch them on the big video, and just people meeting up all together. A lot of restaurants, bars. I think there's a theatre complex here as well. But yeah, it's unreal because yeah, it was the old gas and fuel buildings and the old train yards are just down behind it here. But yeah, now it's a really nice place when you're walking through it. There's no one here. It's even more peaceful. It's great, really. Anyway, now I'm gonna take you up to a place called ACDC Lane, which was named after the band, obviously, and really only because of the video that was shot down Swanson Street here, which it's a big part of Melbourne. Okay, I'll see you when we get there. Well, here we are. We made it to ACDC Lane, which was formerly named Corporation Lane. The name changed in 2004 after, I think, the old Lord Mayor, John Sow, came up with the idea, put it to a vote, it was unanimous. And all because of that one video that was filmed down Swanson Street, which is probably 200 or 300 metres away from here. Anyway, I'll take you for a little stroll down there. So there's not much to the laneway now. I mean, there's a few One Scott things up there. One Scott Town, I think it says. And, a few murals. And there used to be a bar down here called the Cherry Bar, which was a great spot for live music, which closed down a few years back. It's actually relocated to Burke Street, I think. And now there is another bar in there. It's Club Bambi or something like that. Yeah, it's got a music vibe to it. There's a Rolling Stones logo there. And Bar Bambi it's called, not Club Bambi, Bar Bambi. And when the Cherry Bar was here, they must have obviously had troubles with soundproofing. So they got a whole lot of people together to pledge money for soundproofing. So they've made a big mural or plaque thing out of it. Anyway, the place has moved now. And there's a bit of more Rolling Stone stuff. And you get around the corner here, there's a mural to Malcolm Young. Pretty good job. Another one here as well. Some idiot's got them spray painted over it. Anyway, that's what happens when you have idiots in Melbourne. Anyway, coming to the end of the video now. Hope you enjoyed it. Bit of history, bit of music history, bit of Melbourne history. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.